Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary, Ashton. And this is TWitWoW in review. Now, I'm hoping, much like our preview and predictions for Fastlane last night, which was under 20 minutes, that this can also be an economical in review because since we previewed Fastlane, we don't have to talk about Raw or SmackDown. Collision has not happened yet. And so all that really leaves is NXT and AEW related content. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that from the little I saw of NXT, I feel really bad for Trick Williams that his first title reign lasted so short, but I guess it was solid heat for the Judgment Day as if they needed any more. I know you're like drained partner because they're everywhere. And I don't really know much. Well, Ilya Dragunov obviously is the new NXT champion. Baron Corbin has already teased that he'd like to challenge for the title. I don't know if Mello is going to want one more rematch so that we have a trilogy between him and Dragunov. That's probably likely and everything else in between. Apparently, Roxanne got booed. I did not see that clip, but I've been hearing it. Fuck Full Sail. Please, NXT, get out of Florida. And as far as AEW goes, I actually do have a bit more praise for them this week because I do feel like their main event scene, for me at least, is slowly improving with the acquisition of Adam Copeland. And I definitely think the MJF Jay White storyline currently has legs. Before we go any deeper into any of these matters, though, partner, how did you feel about this week in the world of wrestling?
Mid.
There you go. So beginning with I'll say NXT. How did you feel about NXT this week? Or to be more precise, or as precise as possible, how did you feel about whatever you saw on NXT this week?
Uh, I think that. Well, here's the probably the best way that I can describe it. After watching NXT this week, actually, let me pull up my sheet. Here we go. So after watching NXT this week, I actually ended up drafting Trick Williams in the fantasy draft that we did during Dynamite in the 13th round of a 40-round fantasy wrestling draft. I think this dude has a rock type ceiling.
Damn.
He's
Love
fucking
yeah.
great.
Love to see Trick getting this kind of love, man, because I'll tell you, from the YouTube clip I saw of him versus Dominic, because that's pretty much how I watch most of WWE these days. Uh, he's great at selling. He's got great babyface fire. Always had a great look. Always has been great at promos. We knew that long before this brief title run. So I can't even disagree with you. And I just love that soundbite that you drafted him in the 13th round of a 40-round draft. I mean, if that doesn't tell you the value that at least you see at the very least in Trick Williams, I don't know what does. I feel like him losing this title, especially because to give context, Carmelo Hayes apparently told Trick, like, I should be out there with you, the Judgment Day's out there, and Trick wanted to handle it on his own. And commentary, and I know we don't really care for Vic Williams and or Vic Joseph, excuse me, not Vic Williams. It's Trick Williams. Vic Joseph, with his hyperbolizing and his exclamations, acting like they're play-by-play. But I do think they did a decent job at certain points because there was even a moment where Trick's kind of looking around the ring and he sees nothing but Judgment Day members. And yeah, maybe it kind of dawned on him that, maybe I could have used some backup, but he fought him off anyway, or at least he tried to. So I really like the story that was told here. Are you excited about the prospect of a Carmelo Trick feud? Maybe as the last thing Carmelo does before a call up, or how are you feeling about
Um,
all that?
Maybe. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I don't want to say that I'm ambivalent about it because that implies I don't care when I do, but it's more of along the lines of like I have a hard time getting excited about it because if they feud, it means one of them has to lose, and I don't want either one of them to have to lose.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
It's like
I'm
I want
okay.
Carmelo to stay strong because I want him to look good on his way to the main roster, and I want Trick to stay strong because that dude just needs to be booked well because he's got all the talent in the world.
Now, I could be wrong with what I'm about to say here, but this is just my honest opinion of things as I see it, right? I don't really want them to feud either because ideally I'd want them to come up together as a tag team to start, even if only for a few months. Because I don't see Carmelo rather getting a singles push right away. In fact, if I could be perfectly honest, while I love Melo and think he's got bucket loads of talent, I think Trick, just even from a physical standpoint, would have a better chance getting a singles push early on than Melo. So, like, I always wanted them to come in as a package deal this way through the tag team work and through just the tandem work in general, whether promos or whatever. Melo could begin to build that foundation to really distinguish himself and Trick at the same time. You know, Trick's no fucking slouch, but that they could both work to distinguish themselves from one another.
Right.
Right. And then you get the singles pushes. The idea that you do a feud, I know WWE seemingly cares more about interbrand continuity. So if you have them feud here, it would be nonsensical for them to just show up on the main roster as a team. Unless the feud maybe ended in a reconciliation, then you kind of keep that possibility open, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see that. I see the feud characterized by some kind of animus that isn't just gonna go away when a call up happens. That's why I'm wary of it, because I'm trying to think long term and I'm trying to be realistic about the prospects of both guys, at least immediately on the main roster. Because I think for Milo, it's gonna take some time for him to find his legs through no fault of his own. And for Trick, Trick's kind of a wild card. I could see him getting pushed fast. I could also see it take some time with him.
You know, it's
But yeah,
interesting because I said Trick has a rock type ceiling, but honestly, the more I see of Melo, the more I think he has almost like a Danielson type ceiling, low key. Like
yeah,
he is a smaller guy, and you know I'm always the first person to say, but he's a teeny weeny little man. But like
yeah,
Carmelo has that, he has the chops, I think, to be that like 1 in a million type performer to make up for being small with just over the top talent like
oh,
Danielson
absolutely,
was, because
absolutely,
I mean I think the biggest difference for me between Melo and Danielson is the in ring, because Danielson was like a transcendent in ring talent and Melo's just really
yes,
good. Which, like,
yes,
he's still really good, but he's not that
yeah,
like transcendent talent in the ring. He has a
yeah,
long way to go before he gets there. But on the mic, I think he's at least on Danielson's level, if not better. And that's, I think,
yeah.
at least as a heel, he's at least on Danielson's level, if not better. As a face, I don't know, because I feel like I haven't really seen it yet.
As a face, I don't think I've seen much of it either. But
I
I will
have
say, at least the
doubts as to whether
foundation.
he's on
Yeah,
Danielson's level as a face or not, because Danielson's level as a face is really fucking high, because like the Yes movement and his fiery promos are next fucking level.
yeah, dude. I was gonna say his babyface fire is like
But that's why
unparalleled.
I say that that's Melo's ceiling. That's not where he is right now.
Yes,
That's where he could end
yes,
up long term. Because we've got to remember. Let me actually look this up. I want to look up how old Daniel Bryan was when WWE signed him, even. Because right now he's 42. But
yeah,
when WWE signed him, he was already he already had over a decade of in-ring experience. He worked New Japan. He was in Ring of Honor forever. Uh, excuse me. He signed with WWE in August of '09. So he would have already been older than Melo is right now when he signed with WWE.
damn,
Let me look up, make
yeah,
sure. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So I was wrong about that. I thought Melo was 26. He's 29.
okay,
So Danielson
okay,
was 28 when he signed with WWE. Melo's 29 right now. But
okay,
he's a pretty fresh 29. He just turned 29 a couple months ago. But my
yeah,
point though is, like, Danielson didn't really find his voice in WWE for another like 5 years after signing, maybe. Like it was like 4 years, because it was like 2013, right, when he started cutting the really fire promos.
yeah.
So he would have been like 32 years old. So let's give Mello another 3 years before we write him off as far as being on Danielson's level.
For sure. I mean, the dude, again, bucket loads of talent. Same with Trick Williams. The feud could be interesting, but, it goes back to that Jurassic Park saying, right? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I know that wasn't how it was framed in the movie, but that's pretty much the quintessence of it. So I don't know if they should do this, but if they do it, it'll probably make for some interesting TV. Um, Beyond that, I gotta say, I don't really remember much else from NXT because I don't know if I watched much else. Do you have anything else you want to comment on about NXT?
Yeah, actually, Gigi, I think got a win this week.
Sweet. Against who?
Blair Davenport.
That's big. That's good for Gigi. Holy shit. All right.
I'm gonna pull up a recap of the show and make sure that I'm not mixing up my facts here.
Well, that's always good. By the way, welcome Super Blue. I know he's had
Yeah,
two
Gigi
challenges
straight
here.
up pinned Blair.
Nice. Good for her.
It was a roll up,
Good
of
for her.
course, because
Yeah,
everything's a
of course.
roll up these days, and I'm about sick of it. But
Yeah. Uh.
there was also
Um.
a triple threat #1 contendership match, I believe. Yeah, for Becky's championship, which
Yeah.
Lyra Valkyria won.
Nah, she's been having some interesting development between the Rhea interactions and then tagging with Becky and now being able to face Becky. I really wonder what they're gonna do with her.
Well, dude, it's kind of also interesting that this is the second time she's done this now, teamed with someone and then faced them, because she did that with Rhea very recently too.
Yeah. Wow.
And
Very
that was what
interesting.
the opening segment was Becky came out, she got interrupted by Lyra first, then Indy, then Roxanne, and it was Roxanne's interruption that got booed because you mentioned that earlier. And that I think I really wish that we could be like, oh, the crowd was just sick of the interruptions, but like they continued booing Roxanne while she was talking. So I don't know what the fuck their problem is, but like you said earlier, fuck Full Sail. Yeah, so but yeah, that was solid. That triple threat was solid. It was the three of them against each other to determine who would face Bex for the title. And like I said, Lyra won. She pinned. Who did she pin actually? Um. Oh yeah, Kiana James actually showed up during this match. She wasn't a part of the match, but she did interfere.
Right. Yeah, I read that from Super Blue in the chat.
She pulled Roxanne out of the ring as Roxanne was about to probably win because she had hit her finisher, Pop Rocks.
Yeah.
And Kiana pulled her out of the ring and forearmed her. And then Becky hit her with a roundhouse kick. And then Lyra pinned Indy because Roxanne wasn't in the ring anymore. So Lyra pinned Indy with the flying splash.
Right.
So then Gigi beat Blair. We had the first match of the 2023 Women's Big Breakout Tournament, and Kaylani Jordan actually got a dub, which I think it might be her first win of her career. I'm not even sure, but she beat a woman named Izzy Dame. This is an 8-woman tournament, by the way, and there were a few that I'm very interested in seeing. Like there are a few that look promising, you know.
Aren't you invested in Kaylani Jordan? I didn't
Yeah,
want to
well,
use a hyperbolic
I
word.
was so surprised that she got the win. Yeah, because she's very new.
Yeah.
She's brand new. But most of the women, I think all of the women actually in this tournament are new. That's what the point of the breakout tournament is, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, though, like we've
be.
seen breakout tournaments before where they've had indie wrestlers on there that have had years of experience on the indies, and it's just that it's a breakout tournament that involves people that are breaking out in NXT. But in this case, it's like all actually new wrestlers.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, Kaylani is a prospect. She's new. She's super cute. She's got some pretty interesting athletic backgrounds. I think she was like a gymnast or something. So yeah, she's a prospect to keep an eye on for sure.
All right. Yeah.
Everyone was like excited. I think last week actually might have been what everyone was excited about because it was the reveal of Thea Hale's new look because she went to JC Jane and JC Jane gave her like a makeover basically.
Yeah.
So she's got like almost like a new goth look now, kind of.
Oh. Yeah.
And yeah, then the main event was Dom winning the NXT title, or the North American title from Trick. So that's pretty much the only interesting stuff that happened on NXT. There was other stuff, I just didn't care about it. So that was the summary.
All right, and just continuing with the line of here's interesting stuff, and the other can just fuck off. Dynamite. I'll tell you, I saw the video, which I don't know if it played off
Wrestle
well.
Dream technically happened this week because we're covering Sunday to today, and Sunday was when Wrestle Dream happened.
That is fair. I didn't watch any of Wrestle Dream at all, though. Do you have anything you want to say about it?
To be fair, I didn't watch any of it either. I am just vaguely aware of the results, which we don't have much to cover because there were literally no title changes. The main thing that happened was Adam Copeland's debut.
Which I did watch.
I
Yeah,
did too.
that
I
I
saw
watched.
the post match after the end of the main event with Christian Cage and Darby Allin. Their 2 out of 3 falls match. Um, yeah, we had the Nick Wayne heel turn. He turned on Darby, which allowed Christian to retain, and then there was a 3-on-1 beatdown on Darby. Sting came out. We got the 3-on-2. And then, yeah, Copeland came out. They made it seem like he was going to use the chair on a concerto on Darby. And then, of course, Christian literally having armed Adam with a chair, he swung it at Nick Wayne, and then he started swinging it at Christian and Luchasaurus, and that was that. And then, this is something I actually wanted to rant about. How do you have that be the closing moments of your pay-per-view and the opening moments of your TV show be anything other than Adam Copeland with a microphone?
That's fair. Because I think him and Christian killed it in their segment, but I think it would have been better if that segment just opened the show,
Yeah.
and then yeah, like
Because here's the thing, like, you could have still had Christian say, go fuck yourself and walk out on Adam, and then you could have had like a few somber moments of silence, but then you move on and you let people sit with that. And then maybe you even do something where you like set up a match to main event the show of like Adam Copeland. I don't know. Maybe we do like a 3-on-3 match of like Copeland, Darby, and Orange Cassidy because we can't give away the big match. So we do Copeland, Darby, and Orange Cassidy versus Christian Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne. We could do that. We could have it be a non-finish even. You could have, Christian bring the chair or the title into play and get DQ'd. And that could be the main event of the show. You don't have to have the talking segment that everyone's waiting to see main event the show. That's how you lose viewers. And they fucking did, dude. Did you see? Apparently, the opening segment of this show was the lowest viewed opening segment of an episode of Dynamite since like October of last year. I want to say it's crazy,
yeah, that's wild, bro.
and
I
it's
didn't know
because
that.
they
No,
opened the show with a fucking match, with a random ass match. I think what was it? Let me scroll up. It was oh fuck, that's right, I'm on the wrong page. Dynamite. The opening match of this show was Ray Phoenix defending the AEW International Championship against Nick Jackson. Boy, that'll sure put asses in seats. Jesus Christ.
yeah, yeah, bro. Don't even
Hell,
don't
that
even get
even
me
could have
started
been
on
the
that.
main event. That literally could have main evented this show. And you still would have had better viewership numbers if Copeland would have opened the show with a promo. Because you literally ended your big pay-per-view the Sunday before with Copeland debuting, turning face, and betraying his longtime friend that everyone knows he's longtime friends with. You have him show up Wednesday, open the show, huge energy. Everyone's already tuned in because they're curious. And then you open the show the right way and you get the viewers and you keep them. And even if you don't keep all of them, you're still going to keep more of them that way than you would if you open the show with two dudes that people who like Edge, who don't normally watch your product, have never fucking heard of before. Like, fuck off, Nick Khan. Or Tony. I'm getting the Khans mixed up. Fuck off, Tony Khan.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
he doesn't want people to watch his product that don't already love his product. Like, is this
yeah,
another mechanism of him to avoid criticism?
probably. He's got
Christ.
stuff. He's got a lot of stuff. But I will say the segment in and of itself, and this is me being totally sincere. I kind of turned up after it happened. I don't really know if I have any turned up energy here, although I will say,
After what
proud of you,
happened?
Christian. Well, just the segment and Christian telling Adam to go fuck himself. I was
Oh,
kind of making a big stink about how
the
proud I
main
was of
right. Well,
Christian.
yeah, that was the last thing
Yeah,
that happened on the show.
yeah. But just since you already like brought it up kind of in the rant, I will say the segment in and of itself, I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought, Adam is an amazing promo and always has been. I
Yeah,
think Christian personally is actually a bit underrated as a
yeah,
promo from my standpoint. But yeah, like you're impressive when I really don't give a shit about old fucks, i.e. Sting, and the way that Edge talked about almost the sacrilegious act that Christian committed in attacking Sting. And I know I called him it. I got to get used to calling him Adam in the AEW context. But yeah, just like, oh, you cut your hair to look like Sting and this and that, and you were about to do a concerto to Sting. And it's like, yeah, well done. Well done. And then the embrace and just to go fuck yourself when it's just like it's time for us to reunite to be a team. Christian didn't forget. He didn't forget how you like abandoned him during his world title reign in WWE. Fuck you, Adam. No, I was proud of Christian, man. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Don't counter that easily. Although I will also say, to Adam's credit, in all sincerity, I like the subtle nod to Judgment Day when he's like, I'm speaking from experience. Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus, they're gonna drop you like a bad habit after they suck you dry of all the information and knowledge that you have. And so he's warning them, like, these guys are going to turn on you. They're going to get what they can from you, and then they're going to drop you. And Christian's just like, I'm me. That's never happening. Do you see how happy Nick is? He finally has a new father, a superior father. So yeah, I'm already loving it. I think it's gonna be great. Um, Luchasaurus versus Edge is gonna be interesting. Edge is apparently supposed to be on Collision tonight to respond to Christian. And yeah, we're just gonna have to see how that goes. But I'm excited for the feud. What did you think of the whole segment? Did you have any lines that you liked, or did you just pop when Christian told Adam to go fuck himself? How are we
Yeah,
feeling?
I mean, honestly, I didn't even watch the whole segment. I just saw that clip, and that was about it.
Yes, yes. Fuck you, Adam. Maybe treat Christian better, and this never would have happened. And also, fuck you defending old fucks, even though you did it really well. Um,
He
so
really did, though. Apparently, I wouldn't know.
he
I didn't see it, but it sounds like he did a great job.
no, he still got that babyface fire, bro. Like
Hell yeah.
his greatest value to me, and I don't even think he's bad in the ring, which is astounding to me given how old he is, and that's not a diss. But his greatest value to me is still absolutely his mic work. Dude is amazing. But I will say, to kind of backpedal a bit, I did see the video that they kind of aired on the Titantron. I do not know how this played to the live crowd because I don't think obviously we were privy to this, of Adam helping Roddy do feng shui. This being Adam Cole. Now that there are two Adams, I should really just say Adam Cole when I'm talking about Adam Cole. So he has to get surgery on the ankle. I still can't believe he's fucked up his ankle this bad. Why does life hate us? I don't know. Um, but him and Roddy are still doing great stuff. I am loving this Roderick Strong character. This might be the most invested in Roderick I've been since he was
I get
PWG
that feeling
champion.
too. Yeah, you definitely seem more invested in him now than I can ever remember you being.
Because yeah, I loved his PWG title run.
Yeah.
Because I thought his heel work was amazing in that. But like, yeah, I mean, I owe an apology to Roderick Strong. I thought he was a charisma vacuum. Really, really good wrestler, but like not inviting you to my dinner party to, rouse the guests. No, I was wrong. Dude has a personality in there. And you know what? I'm proud of you, Roddy. Totally unironically. It just goes to show that you could be in the business for so long and there's still always an opportunity to show people something new. And you know what? I think that's neat. Yeah, I think that's neat. So he's kind of bullying Adam around, and they're doing these cuts of him in his fucking walking boot, moving furniture around as Taven and fucking Bennett. They're stroking this stuffed giraffe, and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm a bit unnerved. Roddy was
You sound a
stroking the
little
giraffe a
turned
little bit.
on. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it was a bit exciting. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of fur. But I mean, Roddy was stroking it a little, and I'm like, are y'all fucking that thing? Like, what does Marina know about this? What is happening? So I had questions that I hope to never have answered, mainly because my ignorance is protecting me in this case. And then when Adam's like, okay, Roddy, I helped you move the stuff, but I really have to go get this ankle repaired. And Roddy's like, oh, sure, sure. Oh, but Adam, you can't leave just yet. I still need you. And Adam's making this face like, I will kill him before this is all over. I will kill him. So yeah, I really don't know how this is all going to come to a head, especially when you figure two crossing streams with the MJF Jay White storyline. Jay White was attacked by a devil masked, attacker and their
Yeah.
groupies,
Yeah.
and MJF is like, wasn't me. So it's like, well, if not you, then who, good sir? What is
Ooh.
happening?
Ooh.
Um, but yeah, speaking of Jay White and MJF, because I'm assuming you didn't even see this video with Adam and Roddy, or did you? Just want to check in with
No,
you.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay, that's why I felt comfortable kind of moving on because I assumed.
The only part of it that I remember seeing is Adam being outside of the hospital and Roderick saying "Adam" from the doors.
Yeah. It's good shit.
It
It's good
is. It
shit.
is. I gotta
Um,
admit, it is.
yeah. And so yeah, MJF, Jay White. I'll tell you, man, this is one of the best MJF feuds that MJF has had. Jay White, I am so glad to be reminded how fucking good this dude is because I feel like it's
Yes.
been a minute,
See, now
dude.
this I saw. The Jay White promo I saw.
I'd like you to talk about it first because I feel like I've been talking for a while now. How did you feel about all this?
Oh man. I also saw the MJF promo, which just kind of annoyed me because it's like, wow, he really loves trying to be a babyface. Like it's actually weird how much he seems to be enjoying the babyface stuff. You know, it's weird. It's kind of disturbing almost, honestly.
That's
Um,
kind of a weird criticism. Can you elaborate on that a bit? Are you just so used to him being a heel,
no, I
or
just mean like the crowd manipulation stuff, like
yeah,
the pandering. Like
yeah,
it's literally like he's just doing an impression of Cody at this point.
yeah? Well, I mean, they are best friends according to MJF. He used to say that in everything is a heel, but yeah, I mean, people seem to be responding to it well. To Max's credit, I don't know if I prefer him as a heel or as a babyface, but yeah. Oh, dude. Speaking of people that I never thought I'd come around on, because you know I fucking adore Juice as a babyface. I'm finally starting to crack with him as a heel. This dude, his
He's
fucking energy,
entertaining,
bro.
dude. He's entertaining.
Dude, I would need to develop a crack addiction to match his energy, and even then, it's not a guarantee. This dude is unhinged, and I love it. Soft taint, I'm rock hard. And I don't know why, because I know you and I aren't fond of wrestlers that yell things, but it's how he specifically yells things. He just, I don't know. I don't know, but it's just, he's crazy. He's crazy. And he's throwing this all back. And like, I even forget, like, I need to go back and watch it because I was laughing pretty hard. But I forget some of the things he was like, the way he would, some of the names he would call MJF and stuff like that. Like, oh, Mr. Friedman, but he'd like yell it and like, I don't know. He's got like that Jim Carrey energy almost. I feel like I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, continue. So you were a bit perturbed by MJF's portion of the promo just because of the crowd manipulation, the pandering. How did you
Well,
feel
no,
about Jay
just the
White's
fact
side
that
of things?
he's like just shouting shit into the mic and then holding it up so that the crowd can chant it back at him. It's like this dude
Yeah,
really thinks he's The Rock.
yeah, and we already have one of those. They're LA Knight, good sir. We don't need another one.
I mean, we already had
Oh
one.
god.
It's The Rock. Like we don't need a
Yeah,
third.
yeah. We have the genuine article, an impersonator, and then an impersonator of the genuine article. God, it's really
It's
becoming
really
dizzying at this
bad.
point.
It's really, really bad.
But you know who isn't? The Switchblade.
That is
We per,
true.
we
That
per,
is very true. Yeah,
we
he's excellent. He's so good.
dude, I perved all of my knives after
I
this.
think
It was so
honestly,
hot.
it's weird because I had like a moment of confliction, if that's a word, of inner conflict, I guess would probably be a better way to describe
Yeah,
it.
interconflict. Yeah,
When he was getting up in MJ's face, and I thought that he was done, and then he started listing off his own nicknames and his own accomplishments, I got worked because I started getting really angry. Like, oh my god, Jay, you need to learn when to shut the fuck up. But it's like he's the heel. He's supposed to be annoying. I'm supposed to be angry at him. I'm supposed to want MJF to shut him up, but I'm never gonna want that. So I'm just really it's just me wanting Jay to shut up, and it just doesn't work out that way. So yeah,
yeah. Your own brain was like, "He's the heel. What are you
yeah,
doing?"
yeah, pretty much.
And you're like, "Oh my god, you're right, me. What the fuck?" Um, but no, dude, the weakest part of Bullet Club Gold is just absolutely the ass boys. Like, I still hate them, and
Oh,
and maybe I'm getting worked. I don't know, but
maybe.
like, yeah, they still annoy me. I'm still like, you're attached to something with the Bullet Club name, which honestly, maybe they're in the group at the right time. I mean, it's 2023, not the mid 2000s when the group actually still mattered and was white hot. So, yeah. Um,
It's a
but
group that
Juice, I
hasn't
fucking
been
love.
white hot for a really, really long
Really,
time.
yeah, really, really long time. But Juice, I fucking love. I think I'm really finally starting to vibe with him as a heel. This dude's fucking nuts. I love the kind of hype man he was for Jay White because Jay White essentially challenged him in full gear. By the way, side note, Jay White looks fucking amazing with that world title. Um, and he's like, "Yeah, baby, you got it. It's the Switchblade." I'm like, I would love for Juice Robinson to be my fucking hype man on anything. I would love to be taking a shit after a bout of constipation, and he would be like, "Yeah, push it out, baby. It's rock hard." And I'm like, "Yeah, Juice, I got this." It's amazing, amazing. This dude is perfect. I'll tell you, when he goes back to being a babyface, that feud between him and Jay White's gonna be fucking fire. Because I do feel like that's gonna happen at some point, possibly, maybe. And if it does, I'm so fucking there. But you know what? Even if it doesn't, I'm still fucking here. Juice is so good, and it's a shame that his career didn't turn out differently than what I think a lot of his fans would have wanted it to, because he's just so talented. But my God, and Jay White, of course, like he's back on his main event groove. He's fucking cooking.
Yep.
He's killing it. I'd love to know what DBK thought about all this. I'm surprised he's not here. But then again, I don't know what time it is in France right now. And yeah, just good stuff all around. One of the better programs that MJF has been a part of. They're finally kind of getting on a roll with him because the Adam Cole stuff has really paid off, and now this kind of has legs. So at least kudos to AEW for that. I think they're finally figuring out, kind of the identity of this title reign, laid into it. Beyond that, the only other thing I saw was Wardlow returning. Looks great.
Yeah, dude, he
Destroyed,
looks
yeah.
huge. I feel like he got bigger in his time off. Holy shit.
I think he did, but he looks also more self-assured, more confident. He came in, destroyed the local competitor, whoever the fuck it was, power bombed them multiple times, won by ref stoppage, and then left through the crowd. I'm like, okay, now we're getting back on track with Wardlow. Good shit.
Yep.
Good fucking shit. Yeah, that's really all I saw from Dynamite, though. Did you see anything that I didn't see that you'd like to talk about?
That's a good question. Let me do a quick scroll job, and I can tell you. What do you think of Timeless Tony Storm?
It's weird.
I
It's
think
weird.
I love it, which is upsetting because I think Tony Storm kind of sucks as a person.
She does suck as a person, but it's okay for you to love the character. We all have that conflict. It's the eternal debate.
I've actually heard
Artist, yeah.
rumors that Mariah May might end up getting paired with her with this Timeless gimmick.
And I read that too, and I don't want to describe in detail the visceral reaction I had, but it happened.
But it's
And
over, and it's working, and it's entertaining. And if we can get Mariah paired with something that has all of those traits, I'm in. Just as long
yeah.
as Tony isn't mean to her backstage.
Oh, if she is, and we find out. I'm not even gonna finish that thought. But yeah, I don't even blame people that are enjoying this gimmick, because I've even chuckled a time or two, mainly recently when she faced Sky Blue and she's like, "It's time for a titty slap," and she does it. And yeah, I don't know if this is her. Like, let me ask you something. Since you said you feel like you kind of love it, is this like her take on like a Marilyn Monroe era style actress or something? Does
Dude,
she feel like?
it's a combination of her being able to pull off the Marilyn Monroe look
Yeah.
it's that combined with Hot Mess Van Ness.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, because I did notice like the lipstick smudge and stuff. And I'm like, I'll give Tony Storm credit for this, and I really don't mean this as a diss, even though I really don't like her as a person. I've never known Tony to have a character.
No,
This is
I
probably the
know.
first time in her
It
career
works
that, like,
though. It's like
yeah,
she basically broke to the same degree that Laurel Van Ness did after she got left at the podium at her wedding. But
yeah.
it was when she lost her title and got betrayed, or in her mind got betrayed by the Outcasts. But her form of breaking was channeling Marilyn Monroe. I don't know why that had happened, but it turned out to be entertaining, so I'm down.
I just want her to get, like, if we're gonna do this, And again, I'm trying really hard to just know that the person sucks, while maybe the character will win me over too, because it's not impossible. Again, I have chuckled a few times, so I would just like her to become more and more unhinged. Maybe even, and if they do want to do more Marilyn Monroe Casablanca stuff, I don't know. That's the vibe I get sometimes. I'd like if some, not all, because it would get old very quickly, but maybe like if some of her promos or vignettes were like in that black and
Black and
white movie
white.
style.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I wouldn't be
Um,
surprised. I feel like I'm a low key. I'm more surprised that they haven't done that yet.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. Um, Anything else you want to talk about?
Um, no.
All right. And as far as Rampage goes, I'll be honest. The only thing I know is that Commander or Comandar
Commander.
is the number one contender for Eddie Kingston's ROH championship.
Oh,
Um,
that's neato.
because
Oh,
he won a
Johnny
four-way.
TV was involved. That's why you paid attention.
Yeah, and of course he didn't win. Um,
Aw,
to be honest, I did. Actually, I'll tell you. I stayed when I knew Johnny TV was in it. I clicked on it because I was watching something else, and I'm like, oh, there's an AEW video in the recommended. So whatever I was watching, apparently I felt was worse than AEW. So I guess that's something.
Wait,
And
what?
I know it wasn't Impact. Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying I was watching YouTube last night, and that's how I even knew of this four-way because it was in my recommended feed when I was kind of
But what did you say was worse
scrolling.
than AEW though? I missed that.
I don't know. That's the thing. I can't remember what I was watching before I clicked over to that video. That's what I'm saying. Whatever it was,
Oh,
I looked at AEW and I'm like, you know what?
this is better.
I
Yeah.
prefer. Yeah, yeah. I think it must have been something political, particularly in the U.S. Because God knows I'm
Palestine.
really dialed into.
Okay.
No, no, that I'm dialed in on. Are you kidding me? No, it's U.S. stuff. U.S. stuff is fucking
I just didn't
hopeless
know if it
and
was like making
awful.
you depressed and you felt like you needed something.
No,
So you
I mean
saw
I'm
Johnny
taking.
and you were like, "Oh, there's this."
Yeah, no, I'm taking breaks when I need to for that. I'm trying to be very mindful of my mental health as I try and stay plugged in this. But yeah, no, Johnny, I think would have had a great match with Kingston. Would have been interesting. Apparently, Eddie is called a Penta L0M, his like best friend. So I don't know if there's a story there. I have
Damn.
no idea.
There should
So
be.
like,
I'm sure they're going to build up to it
yeah,
eventually.
hopefully. And then I don't know who ate the pin, but yeah, should be an interesting matchup. But that's really all I saw from Rampage. Maybe there
By
was
the
something
way,
else involving the women, but yeah.
did you see the Hardys and the Best Friends took on a team consisting entirely of the JAS minus Jericho and Guevara? And the JAS is no longer. Like, they broke up, and yet these four geeks are still teaming up together. It's
Yeah,
Matt
did not
Menard,
see it.
Angelo Parker, Jake Hager, and Daniel Garcia. Like, that's literally the JAS.
Yeah, yeah. I did not know that. No, and that sounds terrible. I'm glad I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Fuck them.
agree.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I think that's all I remember from Rampage. I think I might have watched something else, but I truthfully don't remember, and it might have been something to do with the women, possibly.
Maybe?
I also know that Hikaru Shida is going to be challenging next Tuesday
That is
Soraya
true, yes.
for the title.
That was the women's match. It was Sheeta and Statlander versus Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir.
That's what I watched, and then Sheeta. God, I've really grown to love Sheeta. If anything, I
She's
think I've
great.
kind of been sleeping on her, but like the last year or so, I've really seen how good she is because she did the Rampage maneuver, and then she kind of did the belt motion like I'm coming for you, and then on Twitter she tweeted the message was sent. See you Tuesday, bitch. And I'm like,
Nice.
fuck yeah, fuck it, like.
Love it.
I wish more foreign wrestlers, particularly Japanese, would follow Sheeta's playbook. She ain't taking any fucking shit from these Brits and these Americans. It's like, fuck you fucking people. Like, no, no, I'm better than you people. I know enough English to tell you to go fuck yourself. And I'm like, yes. That's why I'm loving Asuka. Asuka's been turning up a lot more the last, like, yeah, exactly. Oh, God, Randy Marsh, you fucking king. But yeah, that's why.
Dude, I was actually just watching South Park last night. I fucking love him.
Amazing. But no, that's why Asuka and Io kind of finding their own sass since they've come to it's like, yes, push back against these fucking xenophobic fuckwads. Like I am all for it. And you know what? Fuck Soraya as a person. So I don't think Sheeta meant
Yeah,
to
big
call her a bitch like
time.
outside of that. But like I
Like,
latched
Tony
onto it.
seems shitty, but like, we have heaps of evidence that Soraya and the people that she chooses to keep company with are shitty.
Yeah. Like I'm rooting for Sheeta. I know she's going to lose, but she's wonderful. Hey Sheeta, if you ever want to come to Stardom and have a brief run, we'd love to fucking have you.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. Um
I love the
so
confidence on that. Trust
yeah.
me.
Yeah. So that's all I have to say about this week in wrestling again that we're covering because we previewed and predicted Fastlane last night in under 20 minutes. Do you have
Hell
anything
yeah,
else that
we
you want to talk
did.
about
Goddamn
from it?
right.
Yeah, because we're awesome like that,
We
obviously.
sure are.
Um, did you have anything else you want to talk about from the AEW side of things?
I don't think so, no.
Apparently, according to
Collision is
Misfit,
happening tonight. You want me to run over that card?
I know that Edge is responding to Christian. What else is happening there?
Let me find it. It doesn't take long. There we go. Card for... Wait, that's Fastlane. Never mind. Let me find the card for Collision. It's coming on earlier, by the way. It comes on at 7 p.m. instead of 8.
Of course it does.
There it is. Card for Collision. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, Adam responds to Christian. Eddie Kingston's defense against Commander is apparently happening tonight. FTR are defending the tag titles against Ricky Starks and Big Bill. Danielson is taking on Kyle Fletcher. And Tony Storm is taking on Kiera Hogan.
Nice. Should be a solid card. Hope
That's
everybody has fun with it.
Other than the title matches, because like it feels like these are very thrown together title matches that don't actually like they weren't really built to. So this feels a lot more like a Rampage than a Collision to me.
Yeah. Super Blue, again, to reiterate, because we previewed and predicted Fastlane, we just don't talk about Raw and SmackDown at all. So we're not talking about SmackDown. And so with that, since you ran on the Collision card, we can move on to our next segment, Q&A. Does anybody have any questions about this week in the world of wrestling? Damn, Misfit doesn't know the story. I'd love to know why Sheeta hates Rossi. That's a shame. Right. I know we only have 3
Wait,
people
whoever
watching.
did you suggest that Sheeta goes to Stardom?
Well, yeah, because I said if you ever want to come to Stardom, we'd love to have you there. Trust me. And then I know you popped because of the comments behind that. But then Misfit said, Sheeta hates Rossi.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a pretty quick Q&A because the only question we got here was from Super Blue. Is there too many Adams in AEW? No, we shouldn't discriminate on the basis of name.
I mean,
That's
there's
really,
Adam
really
Page. There's Adam Copeland now. There's Adam Cole. Are there any other Adams, or is it just the core 3?
I think it's the core 3. And my question is, how soon can we get them in a trios tag together so that we have a segment of them backstage all referring to each other as Adam? Because my weird brain wants that. It wants it a lot more than it should.
And then somebody who knows all 3 of them comes in and goes, Adam, 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 we got to get out of here.
Yeah. Perfect.
Or better yet, it would happen faster than this, but I'm only one person, so I can't do multiple people at the same time. But it would be Adam, yes, Adam, yes, Adam, yes.
Yes. or no. Just because it'd be perfect for his character, it would be Adam, yes, Adam Cole. And just perfect. All right. Super Blue again. How do you feel about CM Punk likely coming to WWE? I don't say this in disrespect to your question, Super Blue. This is just my honest feeling. I couldn't give less of a shit.
Oh no,
CM
see,
Punk.
I care in the sense that it makes me actively want to not watch the product anymore.
Yeah, I saw somebody post the clip of CM Punk roasting MJF by saying "Oh, go to WWE or go to the other side, see if the grass is greener." Main event night 4 of a buy one get one free pay-per-view, whatever, and all that stuff. And now he's probably going to be showing up at Survivor Series in Chicago.
Yeah,
it's pathetic. It's pathetic. To me, and I know it's a radically different situation. But we all rightfully got on Del Rio's case, and then after that, we had a lot more reason to get on his case. Fuck that dude forever. When he came back to WWE after alleging that they were racist towards him, well, Punk did a whole fucking podcast against these people. He used WWE as fodder for his AEW promos again, not unjustifiably. But then you're gonna go back and you're gonna work for them. I don't know. Fuck you, dude. I just think it's pathetic. So Mark said, not really a Q&A question, just want to clarify Fastlane reactions or no. It's selective matches, Mark. We're doing LWO versus Street Profits and Lashley. which we'll have to see if that's not even like a pre-show matchup because I know I'm going to be with my family when we get out of here. So I guess I'll have to be on alert. But then the big actual match that we're going to be reacting to, and I only say that because we don't know if LWO versus Street Profits and Lash is going to be pre-show or not, is going to be Asuka, Io, Charlotte for the women's championship. Those are the only two matches we agreed to react to. And hopefully Io retains because okay, so it's not pre-show, so we're good then. Yeah. Those are the only two matches, Mark. So it's select match reactions tonight.
Yup.
So just to answer that quickly, Super Blue, how do you two feel about SmackDown season premiere next week? Roman coming back and Triple H will be there. I'm excited for Roman to be back because I want him to beat the fucking shit out of Jimmy Uso. I have said this time and again. Jimmy Uso is way out of pocket right now. He needs to be reminded of his place, preferably forcibly, so he doesn't forget it again. And Triple H, I don't know what his announcement's going to be. It's probably way overhyped because every time he's going to come on, people are like, oh, what's he going to say? What's he going to say? And then it's either like no announcement or an announcement that, like, I don't know,
Wait, are you
Fightful or whoever.
confusing Triple H for Tony Khan right now? Because I feel like you're describing Tony Khan.
Damn. No, I just feel like sometimes when Triple H has been on the product, I've been like, okay, and we don't really like get much big information.
I mean,
and then other times, like,
that applies to every wrestling promoter because it definitely applies to Tony Khan, and it also definitely applied to Vince McMahon too.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see more comments here. Apparently, according to Misfit, Fightful did confirm that Kairi is signed with WWE now. Cannot wait for her and Io to share a ring together. Super Blue Pretty Deadly will be back. I did see like the one video of I think Elton being healed and
Elton
good for Pretty
Prince.
Deadly. I think I could be a huge fan of those guys if they just go on a run because I think they're fucking hilarious. Misfit says, I think Triple H is going to announce War Games. Cool. Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it.
That would not surprise
me
me at all. I feel like there's going to be a women's War Games match with Charlotte, Asuka, and Shotzi on one side, and Bayley and Io, and obviously other women on the other side. And unfortunately, they can't have Dakota because she's still hurt. But yeah, that feels inevitable to me.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna start the count here for questions.
Do it.
Do
it.
Super Bowl. How is it weak for CM Punk returning to WWE? Both sides are willing to work together. Well, it just shows how easily he was able to compromise on like all the vitriol he had for this company. So like either they're offering him a shit ton of money.
Them. Like he literally sued them, and like oh, water under the bridge, baby.
Yeah, to rant about it for years and then to just do an about face to be like, oh, okay, because he literally burned bridges everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, and this is not me being a WWE sycophant, but like by no fucking means. But like, you burn bridges everywhere else, and then you go back to the one place that because they're doing record business and they want to pump it even higher because they know Survivor Series is in Chicago, is willing to entertain your fucking bum ass. Anyway, I'm gonna start the count.
Okay.
Going once. Going twice. Closing the fucking gate. All right. Final segment here. High spots, low shots. Okay, let me think here. Oh, Christ. You know what? Low shot MJF. He got his fucking title jacked by Jay White. And, you know, I feel like he lost the promo battle. I definitely think Jay White is in his head. So MJF is my low shot. Who's your low shot?
Nice. My low shot is, let's see. It's for the whole week. I'm trying to think of WWE because we do still include WWE in our low shots.
Of course.
It's just that we didn't talk about it, so now I have to kind of remember everything that happened in WWE this week. Actually, no. I was thinking about making Judgment Day my low shot, but Dom did get that title back, so it's kind of
hard. I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't just make Trick Williams your low shot. He had a rough fucking week to just lose
He won the title. Well, no, that was last week.
But he lost it so quickly, though.
Oh, yeah, no. He still had an impressive promo. I can't make him my low shot. He didn't only lose this week. He had some good stuff, too.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to pull up WrestleDream because that happened this week. That counts. I know nobody lost any titles, but oh, that makes it easier actually. Darby Allin is my low shot because not only did he lose his title shot, he lost his friend.
As he deserves. High spot, really easy for me. Fucking Christian Cage. Retained against Darby Allin
Yes,
despite a dog pile on
yes. Oh,
Darby.
I love
And then
that
he
so
finally
much.
stood up for himself to that piece of shit Adam Copeland and told him to
Yes.
go fuck himself, which I live for with every fiber of my being. So let me double down. Fuck you, Adam Copeland. Cope with that, bitch.
Oh my god, I love it. That's amazing.
Who's your high spot?
Oh, I haven't even given one yet. I guess I hate to do this, but I think it's got to be Dominic Mysterio for winning that title back.
Oh, God, I didn't think I could get any more erect, and then you do that.
Ew,
Fuck yeah.
why?
Because he's a guilty pleasure, and seeing you concede.
but you're not supposed to be proud of guilty pleasures. That's the whole point.
Oh no, I'm absolutely shameless, brother. We're having a great time over here.
Oh,
So
this is
with that
gross.
said, dude, I could hear in your tone this just deep desire to shower after that. All right, guys. Well, that was that. By the way, Misfit, just real quick, because I don't want to seem like I ignored your message. Obviously, we're wishing all the Stardom injuries to recover quickly, because that's a lot of star power that Stardom's missing out on. And for me in particular, I'm missing Utami every fucking day. It hurts. I'm trying to hold it together, not doing very well. So, with that said, this has been TWitWoW in Review, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. I'm John. That's my co-running commentary. And guys, be sure to like the video as you file out. Subscribe with the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss any of that TWitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast in all the IWC. And we'll see you tonight for select Fastlane match live reactions. Again, it's LWO versus Lashley and the Street Profits. Can't wait for those guys to get an official name. And Io defending her title against Asuka and that incessant fucking interloper Charlotte, who hopefully tonight will learn her goddamn place and do the fucking job. So we'll have to see what happens. Hope you guys are there through all the pain, agony, and potentially jubilation if Io retains. And until then, just have a great rest of your weekend. Be good to yourselves and each other. Tune in and peace out.